Greetings and salutations. This is the most awesome, spectacular Emperor out of Vespasian and his even more awesomer and spectacular trusty sidekick.
My ego's so high right now.
Yeah. So the intro took 17 seconds. It's most of the video.
Well, 20 seconds now.
Today we're bringing you a little video on the Mexican pioneers for our Alamo campaign.
The people look extremely angry.
Yeah, if you hear some noise in the background, it's my wife doing an impersonation of Gordon Ramsay. I
told you she should make a YouTube channel on cooking.
Yeah, she should, because she's good at that sort of stuff. Right. So, these guys are Mexican pioneers. If you've seen the film of the Alamo, the proper film of the Alamo.
They're terrifying.
Yeah. You see, there's a little short bit of some really angry men with axes that for some reason start hitting a stone wall.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that.
They could just hit the guys.
They could just hit the guys manning the guns, but I'm going to attack this wall. I'm angry. That's who these guys are.
That was... where was that about? On the wall. You're doing it on the wall somewhere.
Yes. It's there. Back end.
Yeah. What wall's that? East, west?
West.
Right, the west wall is where that happened?
West, yeah, that's west wall. So, yeah, because the gunners had actually... I think the gunners had deserted the guns at that point.
No, it's still there.
No, in the real...
In the film. It's still there.
In the film as well.
But how do you know that they deserted the positions?
Because they'd run over to across the north wall. The guy had climbed over and opened the postern gate to let the Mexican soldiers in, so the gunners grabbed the muskets and went to shoot them. And that's when the pioneers broke through the gun ports.
Alright. The gun part.
In defence of the gunners who moved, there was actually a slight fortification outside the gun ports, below the gun ports.
Yeah, I know there was this sort of spikes and everything.
Yeah, but that was overrun. But they weren't to know it was going to be overrun because they didn't know how many Mexicans were attacking on that side.
And for starters, there's an entire line of infantry there as well.
Yeah. So I am defending them a bit. They don't need defending, but I'm
no, because they'll die. They don't really need.
Yeah.
Unless what's on the ground.
So these are Mexican pioneers. They're all armed with axes and musket. The musket was a short carbine musket, but I read somewhere in a book that they're actually equipped with normal muskets for the Alamo siege. So they would normally have carried a short carbine, but they were given normal muskets for the siege. I don't know why, but I read that they did that. Same with the Cacadors, that they didn't carry a rifle musket, they actually carried a smoothbore musket, but just for the Alamo. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Anyway, the pioneers were armed with an axe in order to hack their way through wooden doors and stuff. You see the same with French infantry. Napoleonic period, you see the British had pioneers too, although you don't appear to be able to buy them. They're just basically guys who do all the hard work. Infantry aren't really trained to do that sort of stuff. They have an apron on the front, which is a very thick leather apron, which is to protect them from splinters and stuff when they're working. And that's these guys here. So two of these guys I've made out of the spare drummers I had left over in the victrix box. Because they already have a little apron, but I did add a bit of paper to it to make it interesting.
I have a question. Why the hell do they have aprons? Like there's some sort of butcher?
That's why.
They were butchers?
Yeah, basically.
Butchering humans?
Yeah, they didn't normally butcher humans. No, they could butcher humans if they wanted to. No, it was to protect them from things like what people used to use as spiky things to stop infantry, and so it was to protect them from the spiky things.
An apron?
Yeah, it was a very, very thick leather apron. Have you ever tried to stab leather? It's really thick leather.
You can't get through it?
Exactly. So it's pretty useful.
Yeah, but bullets?
Yeah, but they're not there to stop bullets, are they?
Nothing is.
You didn't usually... No, yeah.
Glasses? We make glasses that are bulletproof.
The British uniform jacket for the Spanish Succession and the War of Independence was bulletproof to about 600 yards. That's basically half range of a musket. Musket has a range of 700 yards. 1,700 yards. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But the jacket, after over a certain range, the bullet has less penetrative power. And
how it goes? Did read the one.
Yeah, and the folded front of the uniform, British uniform, was like folded felt, and the bullet would not penetrate it.
Meaning the reason we won all the time was because the bullets bounced off.
That's why you say in formation front to the enemy, because when the enemy
more chance of a survival rate.
Yeah, your higher survival rate, not getting hit. And if you're fighting in shirt sleeves, the same bullet will go through you, or will go into you, and you die of lead poisoning. So
you can't die of lead poisoning anymore because they don't use lead for it.
It's still use lead in some bullets. The British used to use lead. We swapped to copper because it was cheaper. And also copper tends to splat more.
Meaning it hits you, then it goes all over your bloodstream.
Yeah. Basically.
Copper. What do you call it then?
It's very, very, very soft copper we used to use.
Copper poisoning.
Yeah, but it was in
Never heard that
bullets.
before.
That was in bullets, not musket balls. Musket balls weren't copper. Musket balls were made out of lead. But bullets we used. Martini Henry would fire a copper cap, basically.
Why had no one come up with the actual bullets?
We came up with the bullet later.
How long?
I think Martini Henry was the first standard issue British Army rifle to have a bullet. To use bullets, but there were a few others. The Chassepot was used bullets. They're basically the end of the musket.
Weren't some countries still using muskets in World War I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ottomans. The Ottomans are still using bow and arrow in some cases. So.
You do know a bow and arrow is more effective than a bullet, really.
Yeah, I know.
Until they invented the machine gun, which just rips.
Yeah, and as I've already mentioned on our channel, Wellington. The Duke of Wellington wanted to reissue the British Army with bows and arrows rather than muskets. He wanted to get rid of the Brown Bess and only have bows and arrows. But it was explained to him that it takes 2 years to train to use a bow to build up the muscle strength.
I know, because you have to pull it back.
And so he didn't have time, and so he carried on using a musket. At Waterloo, had we had bows and arrows, we would have annihilated the French like the first hour.
And for starters, a bow and arrow can have way more range.
Yeah, same range.
What?
I think 1,700 yards.
And a bow and arrow is more, what do you call it?
Same effective killing range.
No, you don't, it's more, you can't miss.
Well, you fire a lot of them.
Yeah, but you can't miss as much as a musket ball.
Oh, it's completely inaccurate. Unless you're really, really well trained firing at a relatively short distance. A bow and arrow is completely inaccurate, but so is a musket. In fact, you can aim with a musket and the chances of you hitting the target are 1 in 100. And that's for someone who knows what he's doing. The French trappers used to wrap in America, the French trappers used to wrap their bullets in silk.
Silk?
Yeah, in silk fibre. They used to wrap their bullets in silk fibre, and it would make the ball come out straight. This is before rifling. And then they invented the rifling. But that was invented in Louisiana. Interestingly enough, considering we're doing the Alamo.
Yeah.
But and that gave rise to the Louisiana. Is it the long rifle? The Louisiana long rifle? Is it?
No idea.
And also the Pennsylvanians, who were Germans. The Germans had a musket, really long musket, which was very accurate. Because the longer the barrel is, the more spin you get on the bullet, the more accurate it flies. And the Pennsylvanian musket was one of the very long range, accurate muskets, and a few of those made it to the Alamo.
Well, and one last question.
Yeah.
Why do they need these pioneers?
Pioneers. They're engineers. They're assault engineers. hence the short musket, which they didn't use. Yeah, they're basically, they run up to the enemy's fortification, they hack ropes and wood, and they pull down fortifications and allow their troops to pass by.
Which one was this?
They hack doors open, west.
That would have been really good on the west.
That was.
That was west wall.
That's how they got through the west wall. They hacked their way through it.
Yeah, because it's a bit complex, because it's all supported by wood.
Yeah. Typically, the pioneers would be used to assault a certain position in front of the infantry, and they would be covered by cacadors. But at the Alamo, they did split up the pioneers between different areas because Santa Anna didn't know which would be the easiest bit to breach. They hadn't made many decent probes, so really they were attacking blind.
Well, by the time the fight started, they were already at the wall.
Hmm.
And if it was in the morning and they knew they were coming, I don't think they would have done that good.
No, had Santa Anna attacked in the daytime,
Like Burma did.
I think they would probably, the Texans might have won. Simply on injuring the Mexicans enough to make them fall back.
Yeah.
Not won the war.
Like the guard in Waterloo.
Yeah, would have fought them off. And they did, during the night battle, the actual battle, they did fight off the Mexicans. The Mexicans have to make 3 separate wave attacks, and the first 2 failed.
That's because the strategy failed.
Yeah.
They're all gathered in the wall, north wall.
They all sort of siphoned, yeah, because of the cannon fire.
They were supposed to go attack on all sides.
Yeah.
But they're more concentrated on the north wall.
But the shooting from both flanks was too much for the Mexicans, and so the Mexicans sort of funneled towards the north wall, which is where they made the breach. So it kind of worked, but it wasn't the plan. It wasn't.
How think they would have lost that much soldiers though?
600, yeah.
Mm.
Bad.
Which is double.
Yeah.
Probably
more
to their casualties.
Yeah. And we don't know if that counts wounded as well.
That's could die from poison.
Yeah, so you usually double the dead. Usually. So in a normal battle, even modern day, if you get 3 dead soldiers, you've got 6 wounded. That's typically how it works. So, yeah. Oh, they also wear a cloth cap. You see this little cap. It's a little forage cap, which they also wore, which is just a Spanish thing. And French. French use it too. Anything to add?
No, I think I've drained all my questions today.
You drained yourself of questions. That's a shame. Right, so these are the Mexican pioneers. Not really worth the video, to be honest, but we just thought we'd show them off because they are a different type of figure that you don't see anywhere else. Yeah, they're converted, as I said, out of the victrix figures with a little bit of converting.
Yep.
Yeah, putting the rifles on the back wasn't the easiest thing in the world, because the musket, I had to cut the musket off of the hands of the figure. So that was a bit awkward, but
10 hours later.
not quite. A couple of minutes with a knife.
Oh yeah, it took a while to do that. Couple of minutes.
Yeah, it is a while.
It's a real long time that is.
It is. It is when you're doing modelling. Yeah. Right, so that's it. That's the end of the video. Anything to add?
No.
No. So, outro.
So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And comment down below what you think of the pioneers. I think scary.
They are scary. And they look really angry in the film.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
If I saw those really angry bearded guys coming towards me with an axe, I'd be like, I don't care if he's just attacking a wall. I'm off. I'd just run away.
That's everything from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.